What is going on YouTube? So welcome to the part 2 of my Singapore vs Australia series, and today I'll be talking about what I like about Singapore compared to Australia, as opposed to last episode, which was what I like about Australia compared to Singapore. So here we go. Okay, so the first thing that I like about Singapore compared to Australia is, of course, what Singapore's famous for: the food. So I like the fact that there's a wide range of food, like heaps of food that you could have. And especially for me, I'm vegetarian. There's like being vegetarian in Singapore is like super easy. It's super convenient. There's vegetarian food everywhere, and it's not hard to find something to eat when you're out. So that's the good thing about it. And also another good thing about it is that there's a lot of 24-hour stuff in Singapore. Like Singapore, there's always food. Like you can never ever go hungry in Singapore. Like food is everywhere, anytime. Like you can wake up halfway through the night, feel hungry, and just go downstairs and get some food. Yeah, there's a lot of 24-hour shit out there, and that's just the best because I can have good food whenever I want. So the second thing I like about Singapore is like a lead on from the first point, and that is cheap food. Like after living in Australia, you'll be so grateful for cheap food when you're living on minimal money and you're a student like I am. You know, I could buy like 3 meals in Singapore for the price of 1 meal in Australia. Like normally when I go out for lunch at school, like I'll pay like close to $10 for a meal. Yeah, close to $10 for a meal. Like the other day I went to like this Beijing alley, or this Chinese place, and like I paid $8 for like this little, just a really small bowl of like noodles. So that's just freaking crazy. You know, I actually expected like a big bowl of noodles when I bought it, but it's $8 for such a small bowl of noodles, and that's just crazy. So that's what I like about Singapore. The cheap food, really cheap food. You could have a full meal, like under $5, around $5, I think. So that's definitely good for your wallet. Now my third point is convenience. Singapore is a super convenient country compared to Australia. Like everything is like so close to each other, everything is nearby. If you're at point A and you want to go to point B, it's like just around the corner. Let's say for movies, for instance, if you're near this place, point A, for movies, like they ran out of seats or something, you could just go to like another place, which is just like 200 meters down the road to the next cinema, you know. So that's the cool thing about it. In Australia, everything is like, because Australia is such a big country obviously, and everything's so vast. Like from where I live, the next closest town is like a 10-minute drive away, and it's like a super small town. And if I talk about cinemas, for instance, the closest cinema to my town is like 40 minutes away. So there you go. You could have a comparison there between Singapore and Australia. Things are a bit spread out, hard to get to at times. In Singapore, it's so easy. And it goes to my reason number 4. It's so easy because of the transport. Like one thing that I cannot fault about Singapore is the transport system, and even like the Australian government is like praising the Singapore transport system and trying to implement the same system as well. Like even the things such as like the EasyLink card that you get in Singapore, like tap and go. Like Australia seriously the last couple of months like introduced that system into the transport system. And Singapore's had EasyLink for like how long? Yeah, and then the MRT system in Singapore is just super easy. Like the map is heaps easy to read. You just get on, you know where to go, you know where to get off. Buses is also the same. Basically, you can't even get lost in Singapore even if you try to. But in Australia, you could actually get lost. And like I've looked at the train map for Sydney, and like I looked at it and I was like, what? It's just super confusing. I just don't understand it at all. That's why like I hardly ever take the train. The next thing I like about Singapore is definitely the nightlife. Not necessarily nightlife as in clubbing or like going out, but just that things are open till late at night. Even the shopping centre, even you know, small random corner stores, they're open till like really late. Unlike in Australia, it's like 5 o'clock and it's like ghost town. I went to like a huge shopping mall in the city in Sydney. I went to eat dinner at Din Tai Fung, and I went there around like 6 past or something, and like they started closing, like the place, it's like a massive food court, and like the place started closing down at like 7. And like in Singapore, if that happened, I like everyone would be like, what the hell is going on? Like at 7 o'clock, a massive shopping centre, a place where people eat, like 7 o'clock, that's when it thrives in Singapore, man. Yeah, here it's like early shutdown and like there's nothing on at night. On Sundays there's nothing on. Everything is, it's like seriously, literally rest day. Nothing is like open. In Singapore, go out late, you can go eat late, you can shop late. And the last thing that I like about Singapore is definitely how close-knit it is. Don't get me wrong, not close-knit as like we're all heaps friendly, because trust me, we are not. Okay, Singaporeans, we are definitely not a close-knit community. Okay, there's so much hate going on. But what I mean by close-knit is the fact that it's such a small country. You know, Singapore's a small country, so like whatever happens, everyone knows about it. Like something can happen at a random spot in the east of Singapore, and like the West would know about it in like 3 seconds because of social media. And like then the whole Singapore, the whole country, all the citizens will just talk about it online, and it'll just be like a viral thing. So like something happening in Singapore, it's really easy for everyone to know about it. Like in that sense, Singapore is a close-knit country, and it helps because of our small size. Unlike in Australia, I'm living here in Sydney and I don't know what the hell is going on over there in Western Australia. Like, are people still alive? You know, but you just don't know what's going on in like Perth, or you don't even know what's going on in the next state. You don't know what's going on unless you like get up onto the news and actually find for the information yourself. Other than that, you don't really know what's up. So that's what I like. Especially like the Singapore Facebook pages. You get all the information around Singapore every day. So it's like an easy collection of information, like goss and what's going on. Someone punching someone on the street, you know, random shit happening. So that's it, guys. Thank you for tuning into this episode of Singapore versus Australia. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, leave some comments, let us know what you think. What else do you like about Singapore? And don't forget to subscribe to keep up with all my videos. The next episode of this series will be coming up soon. Cheers, see ya.